So to capitalists, AI is a bad thing because it takes away all of the jobs of low-wage workers. Whereas to a socialist, AI is a really good thing because it takes all the jobs away from the, and then we can all take that wealth and redistribute it so that you don't have to be working at low-wage jobs. Because low-wage jobs, honestly, they suck. They're hard. Try being a retail worker and working 40 hours a week, or a fast food worker. It's tough. I've never done it, and I've seen it done. And it's tough. I wouldn't be able to do it. I probably would fail at it. Take a look at how Fox News responds to McDonald's testing automated drive-through technology.
There's 10 McDonald's locations in Chicago that are testing out artificial intelligence at drive-thrus. So do you think that this could actually be a real trend that continues to possibly take other entry-level jobs away?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, businesses are like any other entity. If you threaten their survival, they will do whatever they can to survive. And with food costs increasing dramatically because of the Biden administration's policies leading to inflation generally, plus wages are going up dramatically because nobody can find employees. The incentive is for people not to work. And when you incentivize people not to work, they don't work. So you really have restaurants facing a crisis and coming out of the pandemic, which put a lot of restaurants out of business. So what McDonald's is looking at, if McDonald's adopts it, it will spread throughout the industry. So it's a real possibility.
Yeah. So if artificial intelligence does get used at restaurants like McDonald's, what group of people does that hurt the most? Because we were told that a $15 minimum wage would be a compassionate solution.
Yeah, that's really just so wrong. Look, there was a study out of Brookings back a few years ago that said if you graduate from high school, get a full-time job, and wait until you're 21 years old to get married, you have a 2% chance of ending up in poverty and a 75% chance of entering the middle class. And the job didn't have to be a white-collar job. It could be a full-time job in a McDonald's or anywhere else.
You can't be in the middle class with a full-time job at McDonald's or Walmart or any low-paying. That's not how it works. That's not the middle class. $16,000 a year is not the middle class.
These jobs, when you kill these entry-level jobs, when you don't let people get on the ladder of opportunity, the people you're hurting are young Americans, and they've already been hurt. They've already lost a year because of this pandemic.
So let me explain the line of reasoning that they're using here. They're saying because of this $15 minimum wage, which doesn't exist, by the way, Biden didn't pass that. They forgot to mention that part. Because people want to increase wages, then what that does is that incentivizes McDonald's to make AI technology to replace their workers. Here's a counter thought. Here's an idea. This didn't run through the CEO's mind because this CEO is so fucking far right. What if, and just hear me out, okay? I know this is going to sound crazy, but what if companies want to replace their workers with AI full stop? Like, what if that's what they want to do because that would increase profits, full stop? What if that's the case? Wouldn't it be nice to not pay for workers? Wouldn't the CEOs want that, regardless of what the wage is, regardless of what the Biden administration is trying to do? Automation is an inevitable process because of the Industrial Revolution. If you want evidence of that, then look up the Industrial Revolution. Automation is a good thing if you actually give the workers the products that they build. We need to address the problem of companies having too little workers, yet they're producing lots of goods. That's problematic because even if you give workplace democracies to all of these companies, even if you instantiate socialism, the problem then becomes that you have companies with 5, 10 employees total running McDonald's. And you want to try to avoid that as much as possible. So how do you avoid that? Well, you're probably going to need a UBI of some sort. You're probably going to need a UBI. And that's the response to AI technology. So the thinking is backwards with the CEO. The thinking is because of policy, therefore AI technology will happen. Whereas in reality, AI technology is happening and we need to respond properly by increasing wages, by giving a UBI. We should be encouraging AI technology, though. We should be encouraging the concept of replacing workers with AI because we don't want to do this shit anymore. We don't want to have cashiers. We don't want to have fast food industries because it'd be better if they just didn't. It'd be better if those people were at home watching TV instead and just getting a check in the mail. That would be the ideal. That's the logical consequence of the Industrial Revolution, of the technological revolution. And it's what's happening. Now we're all stuck in our homes because technology can do all the rest. So AI technology is a logical consequence to the technological revolution. It's not a logical consequence of a $15 minimum wage